Hey guys, I'm back, and today we're going to do some hummus and some pita. The best recipe I found is in this book, so we'll take it from there. I'll show you the recipe and we're good to go. Hey kids, today we're going to do some hummus. First thing you need to do, 150 ml chickpeas. Don't drop them all over the floor like I just did. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Fill it up with water, let it soak overnight. And I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm going to do hummus and pita as well. Once you've had the beans soak overnight with baking soda, take another teaspoon of baking soda, put it in there, swish it around good, get them all nice and coated. And then rinse them off really well, fill it up with water, and cook them again for about approximately 45 minutes to an hour, and then you'll have cooked chickpeas. Hey guys, the chickpeas are cooking happily away, and now we're going to start with some pita. I've got 1 1/4 cups of water, a teaspoon of sugar. This is about 80 degrees to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to have it that temperature to have the yeast actually activate. Now you want to take two and a half teaspoons of active dry yeast. Give it a little bit of a swish. And let that go for a little while. What I have in the bowl here is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now the recipe I'm using is from the Bread Bible by Rose Levy Berenbaum. Now the recipe in it actually tells you to put in 2 teaspoons of salt, but I've made this recipe before and that is way too salty. So we're just going to go with 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Wait a second, before we do that, let's mix the salt in. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Start out with a spoon, mix this around, get it all nice and cozy. Add in your water and yeast. Start to mix and oh, you can smell the yeast activating, getting all nice and fermenty. At this point you can start to knead it by hand. Always wash your hands first before you start doing this sort of thing. Now it says in the book that this dough should be pretty soft. It's not going to be like a crazy hard dough. But you do have to mix it for a good amount of time because you really want to develop that gluten. If you need extra flour, you can always add a little bit more. Make sure you get all the good stuff off the sides and off your fingers. And this kneading process can be a little tedious, but it always makes for much better bread. Unless you have a power mixer, which I don't. I don't know, I kind of prefer to do it by hand myself. With a power mixer, you can't be quite so sure you're going to get a proper mix and a proper knead. Yeah, this takes a little while. So I'm going to knead this for about 10 minutes or so. And then I'll come back when I put it over to the side. Hey guys, as you can see, I've got the dough all mixed and ready to go. It's rising under there. It's probably about double the volume it was when it was first mixed. Nice yeasty smell. We've got some good fermentation going on there. Okay, now we're going to go with the hummus. First, you want to take some tahini, which, if you don't know, is ground sesame seed paste. You want 3/4 of a cup. So we've got half a cup here. This stuff's pretty sticky. Half again. The juice of 2 lemons, and you want to strain out the seeds and whatnot. Make sure you get all the juice out. As you can see, I'm sort of spinning the lemon as I squeeze. It gets all the juice out of all the little nooks and crannies in there. And a decent sized clove of garlic. A couple of shots of Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit in everything. A little salt. A good healthy pinch or 2, some black pepper. And as I've stated before, always use fresh cracked pepper. It's so much better than brown. Now you want to put the lid on and whiz this up. just to get that garlic all nice and ground up. As you can see, it's starting to become a paste already. And we're going to add our 250 mils of cooked chickpeas with the baking soda in it. It also, what the baking soda does is it softens up the skins a lot, so you get a nice smooth paste. And then you whiz this up until it's nice and smooth. As you can see, it's going to take a little while. It's a little thick, so I'm going to thin it out. Just a little bit of olive oil. And you need a little bit more Frank's Red Hot. Adjust everything to your own taste. And a little bit more salt. One more stir and one more whiz, and this should be ready to go. There you have it, my friends. Hummus. Better than you can buy in the supermarket. Alright. Okay guys, the hummus is done. It's refrigerating as we speak. Here we have our pita dough. It's risen for about 20 minutes. As you can see, it's doubled, more than doubled in volume. I'm going to sprinkle with a little flour. What I did before I let this rise is I coated it with a little bit of olive oil, and now what we're going to do is knead it for another 5 or 6 minutes or so. A second knead, and then we're going to split it into, let it sit for 5 minutes or so, and we'll split it into 12 equal pieces and round them off and let them rise. And then we'll roll them out and cook them, and there we'll have pita. Well, I'm not going to subject you to the whole kneading process. I'll come back, and when I'm ready to scale it. Scaling, his baking term, refers to chopping it into portion sizes and setting it aside to let it rest and rise until we come and roll it out and actually make little pitas out of it. Alright? Alright, we let it rest for 5 or so minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And now what you want to do is chop it into equal pieces. Yeah, we'll make 12. You just want to round it out, folding under, stretch the top out, and there you have one little pita. And we'll repeat this 11 more times. What I'm doing there is, once you take it, you stretch it across, stretch, and seal the bottom. And then what this does is it seals the bottom so you don't get it all exploding on you when it rises. I guess I split it into more than 12. 16. Guess we'll have 16 pitas instead of just 12. My mathematics is not so darn good. Okay, now we're going to let these sit for 10 minutes or so, let them rise and relax, and then we'll come back and roll them out. Alright guys, next step is rolling out the pitas. Pretty simple, straightforward operation. Put the flour down, flour on top, a little bit of flour on the rolling pin, guess maybe a little bit more flour. and then you take it, place it on a dampened towel so it doesn't dry out, and then you start the next one. I usually make them a little bigger, but I guess I cut it down a little bit too small. But that's alright, it'll still be good pitas. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this. I'll come back when I'm done. Alright guys, as you can see, we have the pitas all rolled out and laying out on a damp sheet. We've got the oven preheated to 450, and we've got the pizza stone on the, just straight on the rack. I'm going to take a pita, toss it on there. It'll only take about 5 minutes on each, about 5 minutes total. 2.5 minutes on each side. You can see they're starting to bubble up like pitas should. They only need a couple minutes on each side, generally. See them starting to inflate. You can see fully inflated pita. I'm going to turn them over at this point. Probably should have let that oven get a little hotter, but that's alright. This will work. I think what I'm going to do is turn it up and let it reheat a little bit more. Alright guys, now it comes time to cook the pitas. I've got them all set out here on a damp towel so they don't dry out. I've got the oven heated to 475 degrees. I've got the pizza stone in the oven just sitting on the rack. And you just take these pitas directly, pop them right down on the pizza stone. Close the oven, let her go. It takes about 2.5–3 minutes on each side. Got to make sure that you let the pizza stone heat up properly. It's got to be in there for at least half hour. As you can see, the pitas are starting to bubble, as a good pita should. Inflating slowly, becoming the little pockets that they should be. As you can see, it only takes a couple minutes for them to fully inflate. And we have fully inflated pitas. Just have to wait for them to brown a little bit and we're good to go. As you can tell, I enjoy cooking. I hope you guys are at least learning something from what I'm doing here. It seems that people nowadays have lost the ability to cook. Everybody gets everything out of a little plastic container. It's really sad, actually. Natural, wholesome food is so much better for you than that garbage. I'll just turn them over. Hopefully, they don't seem to be browning. I wonder why. Oh, they're browning a little bit. I usually do this on the stovetop in a cast iron skillet. This is the first time I'm doing it on the pizza stone method. I think I like the skillet better, actually, to tell you the truth. I think I might actually have to pull it out and start warming it up. Nah, I'll just do the rest of them this way. Takes a little bit longer this way, but they don't seem to be browning as nicely though. Crisp pita. Now they'll soften up as they cool. There you have it, folks. Homemade pita. Throw it on a cooling rack and let her cool. And a little bit of hummus, some tomatoes, maybe some radishes, cucumber, olives, a little feta cheese. Dinner fit for a Maharaja. Maybe a shake. We'll be back in a bit, guys. Alright, so here's dinner. We've got already made pitas ready to go. Got a plate with some radishes, tomatoes, little avocado, cucumbers, a couple of types of olives, some pickled peppers, feta cheese, and pita and hummus. Middle Eastern meal fit for a king. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. Bon appetit. Hey guys, Tune in, subscribe if you like the video. I'll cook lots more stuff if you'd like. That's about it. Thanks. Have a good one.